Listen, this is going to be part 2 of the video. I just clicked it off. Part 2. Kisses to all of you. I love you. I am so sorry about the video, but this is part of the Royal Rogue. Look how Meghan is standing. Look at that. Look how bossy this is. Look how domineering this is. And then look at Harry. He's just sunk in himself. He's just wanting to make sure that he does the right thing. And if he doesn't do the right thing, then he don't know what he's going to do. She's going to cuss him out when they get back to the room. She told him to be on his best behavior and da-da-da-da-da. He doesn't look at ease. He looks scared and frightened. And he's scared of her. Look at this. This is the same woman that just got through naming Catherine and King Charles in a book. This is the same woman that took the name Lilibet from the Queen. This is the same woman that called the monarchy, the family, everybody racist. Kicked her father to the curb. And Samantha is suing her for trash talking her on the Oprah show and on that docuseries. This is who we're talking about. Look at her. Controlling. She is relentless in herself becoming something. She's not going to stop being on red carpet. She's going to continue to find herself on the red door. The red carpet at all and every given time. She couldn't go to the aviation. It wasn't red carpetish enough. But she is going to go to Jamaica. And her excuse was that, oh, I had to keep the baby. The baby was sick. Yep, that's always going to be her excuse. Wasn't that her excuse for the coronation? It was Archie's birthday, as if that was a reason to stay at home. My mom was like, why? When I got older, I would be highly upset with my mom for making me miss my grandpa's coronation, something that comes once in a lifetime. That's that idiotic BS. But look, we're looking at someone that is self-centered, selfish, self-absorbed,
dismissing gestures,
all about themselves, don't think about nobody but themselves. She know the prime minister, what he said. Meghan likes to play with fire. She likes to do things that are stupid. Because why would you meet with the prime minister? It's not like you and Harry is advocating for the monarchy. No, you're doing the opposite of that. You know how I know? Because of the book Endgame, and then Lilibet, and just racism and suicidal, and they fed you to the wolves. That's what she said. She said the family fed her to the wolves. What wolves? Which you are the wolf.
Proceeded to the royal aid that he walked about when the Queen died. That kind of passive-aggressive gestures that she has done way before that Oprah interview. But the interesting part here is the contrast with Harry's body language. Some of you have reached out to me to mention that, well, maybe Harry was not that off in terms of fashion this time, as in the concept of what he was wearing. Maybe that was on point, but the tailoring was way off, and I don't know how to say this in a way that is family friendly, but he displays an absolute lack of energy. Has absolutely no.
He displays lack of energy, exhaustion,
intention of being here. And I don't mean the movie. Maybe he's a huge Bob Marley fan and we don't know. Many of you have commented how it would have been nice to go to that premiere.
Look at that.
Well, as long as you didn't sit next to Meghan, that is an understandable demand that I approve. But no, I don't mean the film or Jamaica. I mean the actual being here. I don't want to be rude, but it's like he doesn't want to be next to the woman who pushes him over and over again to do this kind of engagements that are absolutely non-royal,
Useless.
and still we don't know exactly what is her plan doing this. And of course, there are always going to be body language experts that I insist I'm not going to name that are going to swear that Harry and Meghan look more loving than ever, and those divorce rumors are just rumors and gossip. But okay, let's say that these experts need to avoid.
I could listen to him all day. He's a character. My point is that Harry didn't look good. Okay, Harry looked disheveled, not himself. Just yeah. Video that just went off. This video is going to follow that video. I am sorry that it cut you off, but I hope that I don't know how to link both videos together. I can try, but we'll see. There's got to be a way. Moving on. Harry looks miserable. Okay, let's listen to this. She talks a little fast. So hopefully if you can catch it, okay?
When we wrote about some of the biggest revelations in your book, Robert, a lot of people were interested in the fact that you write in the book about...
So this is US Weekly, okay? And she's asking Robert, the gentleman that just wrote the book on the king. And here we go.
Prince Harry speaking out on his Netflix series about, maybe forcing a royal to marry traditionally. And that William felt like that was the lowest of low, the lowest of blows. Now that we're a year or so removed from that, does he still feel like that? And do you think that something like that is still unforgivable?
Okay. So Prince Harry remarks on Prince William as Kate's marriage was asking for trouble, says royal expert. So let's hear it one more time. I'm sorry.
A lot of people were interested in the fact that you write in the book about Prince Harry speaking out on his Netflix series about, maybe...
Pretty much saying that his brother and his father were...
forcing a royal to marry traditionally. And then that will...
Okay, so Prince Harry insinuated that he was forced to marry Catherine, I'm guessing.
He felt like that was the lowest of low, the lowest of blows. Now that we're a year or so removed from that, does he still feel like that? And do you think that something like that is still unforgivable?
You'd have to ask him if it's unforgivable. I mean, clearly it bit deep. Both the remarks in the Netflix six-part.
So my take on her question is, does she think that what Harry said about Prince William in the Netflix series and in the docuseries and in his book, the things he said about almost pretty much insinuating that William had to marry Catherine, in a sense. That's what I'm getting. And she said, do you think something like that, you think since it's been a couple of years, you think that he would forgive him for that by now? He's going into it. First of all, what I think about the situation is that it's not just about that. You have to look at the scope of everything that this woman and Harry has done and evaluated, and the trust is gone. And if you can't trust someone, then how are you going to be able to forgive them, or not even forgive them? I'm sure they've forgiven them, but they still don't want to have anything to do with them. There's a difference. You forgive for yourself. It's not for the other person. You forgive so you don't want that hate in you. But you still are disappointed. But the thing is that there's no reconciliation. There's no getting back together. Meghan declared war on this family, on the monarchy and on this family. And what she's doing in Jamaica, snoozing up with the prime minister, I have no idea. It looks suspicious. It looks weird. It looks weird. It's like weird. Like, what are you doing? You're not a royal anywhere, so you're not out there on a royal capacity. So is it a publicity stunt? Is it something that you wanted to go to and you were invited to? Regardless if she was invited or not, things that she should turn down, she won't. Things that she should be at, she's not at. Shouldn't she have been at that aviation award ceremony congratulating her husband? He goes with her when she buys an award. Let me get him a treat. Meghan is the dictator. She is the dictator. She is pretty much running this, as you can see with the royal rogue. He is in some type of trance, spell-like situation. And he ain't coming back. No, someone would have to rescue him. And since Meghan has moved him across the seas in a pond and everything else, he has no one. He can't call Oprah and say, Oprah, Meghan is tripping. Meghan is tripping. She's doing this and that. And, I don't know what to do. No. Harry, he just go along to get along. That's what I see. Let's hear what this gentleman says about it. And this is Robert Hartman. This is the book. This is the author of the book, The Making of the King. This is the same book that came out and told us that Meghan took Lilibet. Same gentleman.
If it's unforgivable, I mean, clearly it bit deep. Both the remarks in the Netflix six-parter with Harry and Meghan, but also in Harry's book Spare.
So it's not just one thing.
Casting any sort of doubt, I think, on your brother's
marriage
choice of wife is clearly asking for trouble.
Very.
I find it slightly odd. The royals are constantly expected to sort of, Harry keeps saying, I'm waiting for an apology. Well, this is a two-way process. Harry and Meghan.
There's no two-way process. This is a one-way process. Meghan and Harry have been appalling, and they need to apologize for their behavior. And until they do, it's not no tit for tat, because the royals didn't do anything wrong to have to apologize for. They've had to endure the constant onslaught from these two. And even now, posing with the Prime Minister, Catherine's in the hospital, so is King Charles, and Meghan's smooching with the Prime Minister that dissed her sister-in-law. She don't care. She doesn't care. Meghan doesn't care. Talking about they could have put out a statement saying that get well soon. Who? They're not going to do that. They're not decent. Decent people do that. Nice people do that. People with a heart, people that care, do that. People don't make it a fight. It's us against them. No, it was never that. She just thinks in her brain that they're out to get her. And what's interesting about them out to get her is that they're not saying anything. They have washed their hands from Meghan. The king says, we're good. Listen, we have to maintain, move on, and keep it pumping. I got a kingdom to run. I got a family to support. I got a wife that, just become queen. I have things that are going on around me, and I don't have time for Meghan shenanigans. But what I do know is that they're slowly stripping them away from their what made them relevant. Their titles, their HRHs, they're under other, they're losers. Well, that has nothing to do with that piece of it. But, Parliament is looking at signing some stuff. That was said. I don't know whatever happened to it. But no one has the stomach to try to take something from someone because they're misbehaving. But it's not just that. It's that he is a prince. And as long as he's a prince, he still represents the royal fold. And so his representation is embarrassing to the monarchy and embarrassing to his father. Going to pick up awards. He's supposed to give out awards, I heard. And then his wife didn't even bother to come. The baby was so sick that we had to take the baby to the hospital and everything. She's the doting wife that's going to stay home and take care of the baby. Yeah, right. When Meghan, during that Invictus time and all those times, she went on a vacay with her husband. They were away from them kids for almost a month. But now she got to be at home because he's sick. She does it when it's convenient for her. Remember the milkshake? Yeah, I was late getting milkshake. Like that stupid stuff. You missed a whole flight because you decided to get some milkshakes for some kids. That's that stupid stuff. That's Meghan not relating to anyone. Can't nobody relate to her going to get some milkshakes and joking about it and thinking that's funny. But check this out. Remember her last red carpet by herself? She told us that she was going to produce some things that's going to make us feel. What? Different than what we already do? What's going to change our mind? Just like, what? What is it going to change our mind about how we feel about you, Meghan? What are you going to do? You're going to make a story up, and it's going to be funny and heartfelt. It's going to be about you and your husband. And we're just going to feel so attached, like you thought we were going to feel attached to that docuseries that was a flopathon. Because you can't have a love story and a tragedy. I mean, it was just negative. And then all of a sudden, yeah, we picked this wonderful house with the peach. What? This story is just, Juanita, you should watch the docuseries. It's really, I wonder what you're going to think. Okay, let's move on. I know I ranted a little bit. Let me bring it back. Shh, didn't mean to.
Meghan had very understandable grievances about royal life, about the way they feel they were treated both by the institution, by Britain, by the press. I get all that, but at a personal level, I think there's a lot of issues that
I don't
very
oh, sorry, baby.
grievances about royal life, about the way they feel they were treated both by the institution, by Britain, by
See, I don't get that.
the press. I get all that, but at a personal level, I think there's a lot of Harry and Meghan have very understandable grievances.
No, that's that stupid stuff. Ain't nothing understandable about their grievances. I didn't catch it. I didn't get it. No. Meghan made up a whole bunch of whoopla. And then she couldn't even give us something that was so horrible. I'm waiting for the punchline. Aren't you guys? Because lies are not the press was not after her. They wasn't bothering her. And they're not bothering her no more than what they're doing right now. Meghan is the butt of all jokes. She is. South Park may come out with some more stuff in Saturday Night Live. If she continues to show her face and show up at functions and stuff like this, they need to spoof this. Saturday Night Live. You need to spoof her and Harry shaking hands with the Prime Minister. Come on. Just, someone said Harry didn't know. I'm sure his wife told him. No, I don't believe what he is saying. I don't agree with him at all. No, they don't have any grievances. They didn't do anything to these two. What? Okay, then my eyes must be deceiving me because I saw Meghan be treated like a princess. And then all she can run back and say is that she was lonely. And then lie and say that they were leaking stories about her. They were leaking the stories. Didn't she say the Beckhams were doing that too? So, and the Beckham said that they didn't. So, should we believe that that actually happened to her for real, since she's already telling lies and making up stories? Like the Queen has already told us that Meghan was lying. She said recollections may vary. That means that someone, listen, your interpretation is a lie. Our interpretation is the real deal. But you just saw a picture with her just directing and doing and whatever. And Harry's sitting there like he always do. What? Huh? What's my name? Where am I going? Where do you want me to sit? Do you want me to be in front, back, side? Where do you want me, Meghan? You want me to hold your hand? She did this signal. She did a signal. She signaled him to let him know, get ready because I'm going to need your hand. That is, how did he remember stuff like that? Like, I would be like, listen, I ain't got time to be figuring out your signals. If you want to hold my hand, grab it. Let's finish.
About royal life, about the way they feel they were treated both by the institution, by Britain, by the press. I get all that, but at a personal...
Okay, let's give him this. Let's give him that they were hounded by the press. No one was hounding Meghan. They wasn't paparazziing her like Diana. But she wants to make it seem like it was. And then when she did try to make it seem like the paparazzi was after them, it was when she was in New York. It's like she makes up these lies to be the damsel in distress. I'm suicidal. Oh my God, they need to call and check on me. Oh, they fed me to the wolves. Ooh, they need to call and check on me. They said something racist. Ooh, they need to call and check on me. They fed me to the wolves. My father did this to me and Catherine made me cry. Oh, they need to call me and check on me. And I don't so much call it a whine-a-thon, but a blame-a-thon. It's disgusting. It's everybody else's fault except for Meghan's. So I don't see her grievances. If she took responsibility for just maybe one thing, then maybe. But has she ever taken accountability for any of the stuff that has happened? No. She lied and said she had permission from the Queen to use Lilibet, and she lied. You took it. You take things. That's what happened. Let's see what he lying about.
I think there's a lot of issues that didn't need to be put out there that Harry has put out there, and
that is the main thing. Harry should have never put out anything. Any of that stuff. It was private. But he wants us to, the media is being mean to me. No, the media is just telling the truth and then you don't like it. That's a difference. But it's okay for you to talk to the media and pour out your grievances and lie with your wife. You sat there and let her lie to you. This is what makes Harry disgusting. That he allowed her to lie on his family. You allowed her. You gave her permission. You gave it up to her. You said, here, you have full permission to call my family racist, unconscious bias. Pick one. I don't care. I'm in on it. We had our union between us. He looked away like, here she go lying again. Like we wasn't going to find out. Oh, someone on the plane said, we're so glad that you were here. We wish you wouldn't leave, or something stupid. No, like one of you said on the chat today, when she said someone in Africa, they was dancing in the street because she was getting married to Harry. What, that stupid stuff? That's That's that stupid stuff. Yeah. That's that stupid stuff. No. That's who we're talking about. That's what we're talking about. Listen, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Sorry it's in 2 parts. Please forgive me. I hope you enjoy it. Don't forget to share. We're trying to get our numbers up there. Kisses to all of you, and I hope to see you soon. Bye-bye.